Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 23CCCR 0304, case of style of State of Texas versus Siobhan Yvette Brooks. Ms. Brooks, is that your full name? How are you doing, Ms. Brooks? That's good, Ms. Brooks. Would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Brooks, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God? Ms. Brooks, you may put your hand down. Ms. Brooks, you're represented in your case by your attorney Mark Faggart. Attorney Faggart, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor.
Mr. Faggart, do you waive a record in Ms. Brooks' case?
We do.
Ms. Brooks, I have before me a document that is titled information sheet. On this information sheet, it alleges that, I'll get that to her at the end. On this information sheet, it alleges that on or about April 11th of 2023, that you, Siobhan Yvette Brooks, committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault family violence. Ms. Brooks, do you understand what you've been charged with?
This is something else.
That's something else. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, that's at the end. Ms. Brooks, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest? No contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Okay, now, Ms. Brooks, you waiving a record in this case?
We do.
Okay, now, Ms. Brooks, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? Okay. On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials on a line that's next to a box that's check nola contingent. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Ms. Brooks, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything that he went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Brooks, are you a citizen of the United States? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Faggart?
None, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted in evidence and the court will take judicial notice of the court's probable cause affidavit. Mr. Faggart, you advised and counseled Ms. Brooks. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Your Honor, I would say as we stand here today, she has a full and complete understanding of what is going on. She does seem to be a little bit slow, but everything was explained to her in great detail about what she would be signing. She understood everything. We also discussed, so the court will know, the other option that was presented by the district attorney's office, which was a no contest plea and then a time served deal, but she wanted to do the deferred so she could continue to try to get help on and spinal tap. So we went through great detail. I think she has rational understanding of the charges against her, and if she is able to proceed today, even though the court is very much aware that early on she was severely mentally incompetent. But I'm comfortable with moving forward today.
Okay, where's that? It's not in the file. I didn't see it unless it's non-public. Okay.
Same time I sent it.
Okay. before we go forward, I need to. Court is back in session in clause number 23 CCCR 0304. Mr. Faggart, this pursuant to Article 1.24 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, all proceedings and trials in court shall be public. However, pursuant to the case of Lilly versus State 365 Southwest 3rd 321, the right to public trial is not absolute. It might be outweighed other competing interests, such as the interest in security, the non-disclosure of public information, and that the defendant receives a fair trial. The court is going to, at this portion of the hearing, there may be some information that is non-public. And are you requesting that this court close this portion of the hearing to prevent the disclosure of
Yes,
non-public information?
Absolutely, Your Honor. We request you close this hearing to the public.
Okay, so at this time, the court finds that the party seeking the closure has brought forth an overriding interest that is likely to be prejudiced to his client, in that it would disclose a non-public information concerning his client. The court finds that this request is not overbroad, and it is necessary to prevent the disclosure of non-public information. The court also finds that the court has also considered other reasonable alternatives to the closure, and the court make these findings. These findings are adequate for the closure at this time.